Yeah, one of the things that has not been great about working here is there's really not that much clearance here on the boat, between the boat and the roof here. So you've got all these beams coming across. There's this plastic here which I think is to prevent bird droppings from falling on your boat, because there's a lot of birds up here. So yeah, it's not ideal. I mean, most of the time I've been working here, I've been crouched over. You can see the beams there, you can see how much space I've got, and I've always just been a little bit wary about knocking my head on that beam and then, you know, going down. So pretty high up, it's about probably 3.5 to 4 meters off the ground at the moment. So this is how much room I've got here. So I've pretty much been like crouched down the whole time, so it's actually quite difficult on my knees as well, working here. So yeah, that's it. The other thing that's not really great, not that impressed with, is so last Friday the workshop here had a go at clamping this back and gluing it in with epoxy, and it's not really flush. As you can see, the split there is still pretty nasty. The screws aren't really countersunk properly, they're still sticking up a little bit. And all this was done at about 3 or 4 degrees, and from what I've read, with the West system epoxy, there's a special one that they do that will cure down to as low as 2 degrees. But I'm not sure that they use that special type of epoxy mix. I think they probably just use the standard one. And so what I'm worried about is it's just not really cured properly. So yeah, so I'm actually thinking about moving somewhere else where I can get a bit more space here, because it's just not working out that well for me. I mean, it's a long drive as well. It's about a 1.5 hour to 2 hour drive here. And then basically I've got this really cramped working space. I don't have anywhere that I can store anything. So everything's still pretty much just piled up here on the boat. And from what I've seen here, I mean, I'm not sure about the quality of the work. So for those reasons, I'm actually going to be moving this week, hopefully. Right, well, here's Wanda's new home for a while. This is the new boatyard that I'm going to move Wanda to. So I'm just in the process of setting up the transport company and arranging the move. But here we are, a lot of boats here. And there's one of the lifts. There's a launching ramp down there. Wow. Look at all these boats, every kind you can imagine. Well, there's a Dutch barge up on the Hard. Not seen one of those up on the Hard before. And there's the shed, nice massive size. Some of these around this side look a little less cared for. Maybe this is the graveyard on this side. So what else we got? There's a lot of equipment around here for moving boats. There's the mast rack over there. And then I think over this side there's some other facilities. Gosh, it just goes on and on. So many boats. What a great spot. And then there's like some toilets, a club room there. A couple of small chandleries on site. So yeah, everything you need. Should be good. Okay, well here we have a brand new place for Wanda. This is the new shed that I'm going to move her over to in a couple of days' time. So this is about half an hour from the other place, and it's a lot closer to home, so the commute's a lot less. But the space here is just great. So we'll move these cradles, and then Wanda will go along here, along the side of this boat. The ceiling's massive, it's probably about 25, 30 foot high, I guess. Yeah, and it's good. It's there's no drafts in here. It's waterproof. Oh, it's my neighbour. Yeah, so no bashing my head on low hanging rafters or having a boat covered in bird shit like the last place. So looking forward to getting set up here. So I've got space to put a bit of a bench, workbench, and put all my tools here. Just need to put some sort of tent or separation screen here so that I can protect my neighbour's boat from when I start grinding. But it's a big space, plenty of room. So I've started to get a few things delivered already. I've got a ladder here. Nice high 5-metre ladder, and I've got the scaffold delivered as well, which I need to put together, and this will give me about a 2-metre platform to work on the side of the boat. There's all the bits and pieces there waiting to be assembled. It should look like something like that. I love it. Not a lot of instructions there though. So yeah, I've got a couple of days to plan to get everything ready. I'd like to get the scaffold built, get my screens set up, and start to get all my tools and things moved over here. Get a bit of a workbench going as well. So looking forward to it. Well, here's a scaffold that I've assembled. It took me about 45 minutes or an hour to put together, I guess, but it's yeah, it's pretty solid. Yeah, so pretty pleased with this. It was quite affordable as well, which is good. The instructions weren't great, so it did take a while to work out how to put it together. I just had this piece of paper here with a few bits and pieces or instructions, but it wasn't the complete assembly, so I tried to build it off photographs, but then finally I just discovered that basically under here is where all the instructions are, so yeah. Anyway, job done. So that's one thing ready to go. It's a nice high platform. I can work about 2 meters off the ground here. So yeah, this is a good buy. It should work well.